Samurai Champloo is one of those rewatchable, practically timeless anime that you can enjoy both as you're falling asleep and as you're waking up. It's a show that follows a very loose overarching story, finding a samurai who smells of sunflowers, which really only gets into the meat of things towards the end of its run. The final destination for our cast, the sleazy, perverted vagabond Mugen, his lonesome rival Jin, and the one to kick off the search for the samurai Fu, ultimately takes a backseat to the episode-by-episode journey they embark on. And today I would like to highlight what I believe is the best non-two-parter episode, hell, maybe even the best episode in general, from said journey. That being said, let us dive into episode 11, Gamblers and Gallantry. On his way to a part-time job as an unagi vendor, Jin meets and befriends a woman named Shino, who, after helping him with the stand for the day, reveals that she begins working at a brothel the following morning to pay off her husband's gambling debts. He goes to visit her, but is beaten up and run off by the brothel's clerks due to being broke. The next day, Jin uses money Mugen won from a Beetle sumo wrestling tournament, which, by the way, is one of my favorite B-plots from the show, and buys Shino for himself, though not for prostitution, just to talk and... Oh, is that still prostitution? The next day, Shino is visited by her husband trying to get money out of her, only to be physically abused for telling him to fuck off. Later, while Jin plans for her escape from the brothel, it's revealed that she was actually planning to take her own life on a bridge prior to meeting him in the beginning of the episode. The two make their escape, and after giving a final fuck you to her husband, Shino is sent to refuge by Jin, as the episode ends on a bittersweet note. Throughout its run, the show regularly tackles sensitive topics prevalent in both its time period, the Edo period of Japan, and in the present day. Topics such as human trafficking, religion, corruption, slavery, and more. Gamblers and Gallantry goes headfirst into slavery, but also a much deeper topic: suicide. At the beginning of the episode, Shino comes off as someone who just seems a little down and or lonely. But as we see more of what her life will now consist of, it becomes apparent that she doesn't want to go through any of that pain and is willing to end it all, until she meets Jin. It's because of Jin's selflessness and love towards Shino that she's able to escape to begin a new life separate from the slavery and the excessive sexual intercourse that, while short-lived, has taken away her freedom and, to an extent, her humanity. This episode, for all intents and purposes, is a love story. A dark, tragic, yet beautiful love story. It embodies how women were, and still are, dehumanized for the sake of sexual pleasure whether they want it or not, while also telling a damn good damsel in distress type story. Also, I'd really like to point out how this is probably Jin's magnum opus in terms of characterization. Jin is often portrayed as a quiet, stoic, intelligent, and honorable samurai. In this episode, while such traits are on display, we get to see his more affectionate side with him meeting Shino. And when the two part ways, you can see a potential look of sadness and or regret on his face. Say what you will, but I really love when stoic samurai in pieces of media are given something more than badassery and aura to define their character. In conclusion, while this episode, along with many others in the series' run, could definitely benefit from a longer runtime, with how much they pull off in here in the time that they're given, it's a worthy price to pay for having what I believe is the best non-two-parter episode in the series. And with that, let me know what your guys' favorite episode of the series is down in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, and with that being said, see ya.